Hi, I'm Nikki Milley, President of Niagara Arts Guild, and this is Studio Minute. This month, I had the pleasure of sitting with Carol and Mike Miller in their studios. Carol retired after 35 years from the field of microbiology. She tries to maintain a fun-filled life and balances her hobbies with exercise, healthy eating, and travel. Quilting is her real passion. Mike worked in the computer industry for his entire career and retired in 2004 as a software and design engineer. Since retiring, he has been involved in creative projects, which include painting, writing, photography, and book design, as well as stereography. He's also won several awards. More than 24 of the books he's designed are available on Amazon.com.
Okay, this is my workspace. And it's wonderful that we have the room I can spread out like this. Because when I'm working on a project, I'll be using the ironing board, my sewing machine, my cutting mats, and maybe a layout table, right? All for the same project. So this way I can just spread it out and work, and I don't have to put it away. I can just go upstairs. I have all my supplies handy. It works great. And you can see there's always more than one project going.
Yeah.
This one just got finished a few days ago.
Very nice.
This one has been going for over 2 years.
Oh, wow. Is
And
this
it's
hand sewn, or are you doing this on the machine?
This is all hand sewn.
Wow.
This is what they
Beautiful.
call applique, hand applique. That's what I love doing. That's what this is. This one is machine. That was a different technique. But the hand applique is what I love.
Okay.
And then there are some pillows I'm making for the upcoming quilt show to sell in their boutique.
Beautiful.
And as most quilters, I'm always looking ahead to the next project.
Right?
I'm not creative enough. I'm not an artist. I don't come up with ideas on my own. I have to have an idea.
Oh, this is really pretty.
If I find a picture I want, I can usually figure out how to do it, although this one's going to be a challenge.
So you don't actually buy the pattern for this? You just kind of wing it? Nice.
This one I had a pattern for, although I changed it around a little bit.
Sure, sure. Well, that's very
Um,
artistic.
That one I pretty much followed the pattern. This one again, changed it around.
That's beautiful. I like that you're central, too, to everything. Like, so all you have to do is...
Is move. Right. Right.
Yeah, well, here's my space. You know, I design books for people. Here's a collection of a large number of them. I think I have 27 up on Amazon now.
Wow.
And I started doing quilting. And you saw my sample
It's
of
very
Van Gogh's
exciting,
bedroom, which is really a neat, my first quilt. Carol hasn't touched it, so it's all my problem. And here's some paintings that I've done in the past and some photographs.
Are you still painting? Or not as much?
Yeah, but certainly not as much.
Not as much.
I plan to get back to it.
Okay. And do you play?
Well, many years ago I did, so I bought this and I'm trying to get back to it. I have an idea for my next quilt. I have several ideas for my next quilt. I'm getting hooked on it. And I was going to make a tic-tac-toe game with, you know, the 9 squares, the X's and the O's.
Ah.
And my plan was to have this be hangable or tabletop. I'd put pieces of metal behind here,
Nice.
magnets in the pieces, so people could touch it.
Interactive.
That's right.
I like that.
And I mentioned it at a quilt group meeting, and they said, well, that probably wouldn't go over here because generally they don't allow people to touch quilts. You gotta wear white gloves. So I gave up on it for this show, but I'll do it for something.
But if it's your quilt,
Yes.
you don't allow it? They still won't allow it?
Well, I think they don't want to set a precedent
Okay.
because
All right.
people
That's
will think, hey, I could touch
okay.
his.
Then I can go and touch everybody's.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they hand out white gloves to people if
Really?
you want to look in the
Oh,
back.
that's
and all.
very interesting. I
Yeah.
had no
Yeah.
idea. What do you do to get into the creative zone or to get your creative juices flowing?
I don't know that I have to do anything to get in the zone. I can come down and quilt anytime. In fact, I'd rather do that than do housework or cooking. Or particularly if I'm uptight about something, I'll come down and start quilting because it'll calm me down. But I can do it anytime.
How about you, Mike?
Well, I guess I've sort of learned how to ignore things. So if something's bugging me, maybe I'll just ignore it and I'll go do what I want to do. I like to listen to classical music. I like to listen to marches. And I find when I'm listening to marches, I can meditate. And that's fun. And then I lose all track of time.
What are you currently working on that excites you?
I just finished one that really excites me, and the yellow one over there is a pattern by the same designer. I like applique, I like small pieces, I like bright colors on dark backgrounds.
For me, it's that Van Gogh bedroom. It's my first quilt, and it's been a tremendous learning experience. Picking out fabric, learning how to thread a needle, learning how to press the foot pedal on a sewing machine and not go too fast, and all those neat things. And to see it come out, you know, it's just amazing. I've showed pictures of it to several people, and they're impressed. So,
If there were a magic power you could use in your art making, what would it be? Or your quilt making?
Someone to do the final finishing. I like doing the top, I like doing the colorful fun stuff. I don't like the detail finishing.
I guess for me it's very similar, but you know, I like doing the finishing. I didn't think I'd like doing the binding, and it's rather tedious, but I got into it. But I'm also going to cheat on the next one and do something different. I guess I like to do different things, different ways. I'll do something till I'm 75% good at it and say, okay, I know enough. Let's go on to the next one.
You're a pro.
And what I do with the books is a slightly different situation, because I really get into each one of them and go through it and read it and edit it maybe, and just learn a lot in that process of learning about people, dealing with people.
If your creative work were edible, what would it taste like?
Probably a salad, just because it's so colorful.
I
Fruit
like
salad.
that. How about you, Mike?
I would go with that answer, but I would add chocolate and peanut butter.
Oh, I like that. If you and I were to trade places, what is one thing I should know about you?
I'm very methodical. I'm not creative like Mike is. He can just jump in and wing things. I have to follow direct. I'm a scientist
You
at
need
heart.
the instructions and the directions.
This artistic world is very new to me.
Well, you're very good at it.
But I'm still a scientist at heart. I still pay attention to the detail.
That's why quilting's so good for you. It's all that little detail.
Well, I used to be very much a left brain person. You know, I was
You
in the
did the
computer industry
computer,
for
right?
years, yes. And as I matured, and I'm still maturing, I learned to be less left brain and just experiment with things. And my philosophy on a lot of this stuff of the left brain is like, you learn to drive, it's left brain till you know how to drive, then it's right brain. Because you don't realize you went from here to there. And same with, well, most anything.
If you could choose a theme song for your life, what would that song be?
Up, up, and away.
Nice.
Get me out of all the stress.
I would second that. I
Yeah.
like that idea.
I do too. I do too.
That's a good one. In fact, we're going to find it and put it on a CD and listen to
There
it.
you go. Great.
You know, another one might be The World is Alive with the Sound of Music.
Oh.
The World is Alive with the Visions of Art. So,
Nice. What? Just last question. What are your words of wisdom for someone starting out in the art field or
Just go
quilting
for
field?
it and do whatever feels right to you. Don't worry about convention or tradition or how it should be done. Just jump in and do it. I've seen so many creative quilts come from people who really didn't know what they were doing when they started.
Right.
And they just created their own way.
And sometimes that's even better. Not
That's right.
knowing what you're supposed to do
That's right.
can create really interesting results.
Right.
you know, traditions start today. So you do your own thing, and it becomes your tradition, and maybe someone else will like that approach. And it's just, you know, doing things differently, to me, makes so much sense. There you go.
Excellent. Thank you both for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Studio Minute. You can find more like this on our Facebook page. Be sure to like us.